Hello, Nick Skelton. Hi.
Hi.
Nick, you're from Bristol, that's right, and you're going to be on a panel, and we just wondered what are the sort of things that you think the panel might be covering?
Well, I'm Assistant Director of IT Services at Bristol, and we've got a panel with me and Heidi and Martin and a couple of other people to think a bit about strategy for Google Apps for education, what we'd like Google to do more of in future, what each of our universities are planning to do with Google already, and just think ahead a little bit. So everyone, I think, starts with Google Email and Google Calendar. That's pretty much what we do at Bristol. But then there's a lot more you can do beyond that, and how does Google fit into a more strategic view of communication and collaboration tools.
Yeah. Is there anything that just, I mean, sorry to put you on the spot, but anything that
Okay.
you think Google should be thinking about? One thing, I mean, just for me as an example, is add-ons seem a very great user experience, but they seem to put the onus back onto the end user rather than onto the organisation in terms of thinking about if they're good or not. That's something that's maybe close future. Is anything a bit further out, maybe, or different angle?
It can be difficult to get a sense of what Google's strategy is for some of this stuff. A few years ago, for example, they made some big announcements about Google Voice, and I was really interested in whether we'd get Google Voice as part of Google Apps education. I don't think that's probably coming, but then there's a whole set of stuff around Google Plus and Google Hangouts, which is a different way of doing communications. But that doesn't particularly integrate with how a university might do its telephony, for example. So some of the plugins, as you said, are an answer for that. Google don't always do everything, but they work with the marketplace of plugins and other providers to do some of that extra integration. And I'm looking forward to talking to other people about how they're doing it at their universities. It's not just that we get everything on a plate. I think we have to put in some of the work ourselves.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. One thing, just a question, a random question. What would you say would make for a good panel? What the elements are? They always seem to be completely accidental when they work. And I just wondered if you had anything that you sort of thought we should do, or would be good if it happened, or
a group of panelists who spark off each other is great. Maybe some people who get on well, but maybe some people who have very different views. You don't want too much agreement. The worst thing is a panel that's been rehearsed or prepared in any sense, which is then done as ditch water. I think we want a spark of energy and enthusiasm, and a bit of disagreement. And if you've got a group of people who sort of get on well, but who don't share the same view on everything, I think that makes a great panel. I might give you one suggestion from another panel. For some panels I've been on in the past, or some panels I've seen. They've taken them out for a drink or a meal the night before, got them to sort of share various things after a drink or two, and then quoted it back during the panel, which they weren't expecting. And that certainly made a very interesting panel. I don't know whether you're going to offer to do that for us, but...
Well, no, I could see why you're saying we should take you out for loads of beers the night before. Good suggestion. Good, yeah.
I've warned all the other panellists, I know what you're up to. Might spoil the surprise.
Yeah, so what are Bristol doing at the moment with Google? Is there anything cutting edge that you're doing?
Okay, so it was about 3 years ago we put all our students on Google Apps, and we did that mainly for email, and we gave them all email accounts for life, for their time as a student and their time after they graduate from Bristol. But we also gave them the whole Google Apps suite to do with whatever they wanted. And then this time last year, we moved all our staff to Google. And we put Google Email, Google Calendar, and Google Drive for all our staff. And I think the next thing for us is about additional apps. So we're just sort of dipping a toe in the water and experimenting a little bit with things like, should we be uploading floor plans of some of our buildings to Google Maps, for example, to help people navigate around the campus. We've just turned on Google Hangouts functionality for our staff, and people are starting to use that. We're interested in Google Blogger as a tool for blogging. And there's a lot which, within IT services at Bristol, we're very interested in. But we don't think we should necessarily be leading on this at the university, but we're getting our public relations and marketing department interested, for example, showing them what the tools can do and saying, how does this fit as part of your strategy? We don't just want to do everything just because it's available, but we'd like to make use of the tools we've got available where they fit in with the university strategy on something like marketing.
Yeah. I'm gonna pigeonhole, not pigeonhole you. I'm gonna have to corner you and ask about approaches for doing that, because obviously we're doing similar things, and I'm sure you've got some good stuff to share. Yeah, that's great. Right. Well, I look forward to seeing you, Geug. Thanks for that. And yeah, I'll catch you then.
See you then.
Thank you very much.